Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
And one of the big things that really stood out to me is body wise, because in society has their view of what beauty is, of what the perfect body shape is. Everyone's trying to have a Kim Kardashian body, an hourglass body, and it's like there's no such thing.
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on personal growth, visibility, and profit for women entrepreneurs. If you're wanting to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice in business, you're in the right place. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Marta Spurk, and I'm your host, empowerment coach, visibility and marketing expert, and all things motivation extraordinaire. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, Anastacia. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello, Marta. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, of course. I am so excited for us to chat and to share your amazingness with my audience. We connected at a networking event and a virtual networking event, which is actually pretty fun, by a mutual friend, Allie Porter. She runs these amazing, super fast-paced, like speed networking. You only have like 4 minutes to talk to about yourself and then hear the other person share a little bit about them. And I really resonated with you and your story and what you stand for. And I'm so glad that we connected afterwards and that you accepted my invitation. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anastacia Haye, and I'm the founder of Anastacia Styling. I'm a passionate image stylist and also a certified woman empowerment coach. I help executive women, CEOs, and women in business show up for the world as their most confident selves and also dress for success with minimal effort. I've been doing this business for 7 years, started it in college, and it was a journey. And honestly, I loved it.
Oh my gosh. I always love hearing the origin stories. I feel they're so motivating because even though they are very different, so that's what's fun to hear the details and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so interesting that happened. We find common themes, right? We find similarities in this journey of entrepreneurship that has its ups and downs, but lots of learning. So I'd love to learn more about this beginnings. You already said it started in college, which that's fun. What were some of the things that this journey has taught about you, to yourself that you've noticed about yourself? I'd love to learn more.
One thing I can definitely say, since I was a little girl, I was always very ambitious. And that's something my parents admired about me. I'm multi-talented. I wear many hats. So I realized that I love to do a lot of things. I'm very creative. The creative side is so very alive in me. And I love just getting my hands on things. I like to be hands-on. I like, I have an eye for style. I've always had an eye for design. I love interior design. So that's something that I noticed that was something I was really strong in. I could take something that looks like a mess and turn it into a masterpiece. So I learned that about myself on the journey, especially when it came onto fashion. I remember I started my fashion journey in elementary school.
Wow.
And my mom, she used to get on my case because I got in a lot of trouble because I was always looking at the fashion magazines and I wanted to dress like these women. And this 9-year-old little girl trying to get heels to wear to elementary school. My mom was like, "Are you serious?" I remember one time I took my heels and threw them in my backpack.
Oh my.
And they were my mom's heels, by the way. And we were talking about this, and she's like, I still can't think how you got your feet into my shoes. What was going through my mind? I have no idea. But, as that sense of style and that urgency grew in me, as I matured into a woman, I realized that I really wanted to pursue this and get more clarity on how to do this. So I started in the retail industry. I had my first retail job at the age of 16. And I just moved up on the ladder, got a lot of feedback from clients that came into the store. They were always admiring the way I dressed and my professionalism, and most importantly, how I spoke into their lives. And this is where I found my superpower. My superpower was empowering women. I didn't even know that I was making a difference in these women's lives. And I mean, they're just coming to shop. But within the experience of seeing them in the mirror, criticizing themselves, just nitpicking on every flaw in their body, whether their hips are too wide or, their hair is not long enough. I mean, I've heard all the criticism, and just to know that I was able to just stop that and just give that woman a word of encouragement and just uplift her spirit. So she was leaving with confidence that what she was going to wear that day or for that date night or for that wedding was going to just not only look great on her, but she was going to own it. Yeah. And that right there was so impactful for me. So I really just embraced it. So from there on, I pursued my bachelor's degree in fashion merchandising. And I can honestly tell you, I had a lot of support from my professors. They supported me through this fashion journey. I took image consulting. I took entrepreneurship classes, public speaking classes. I mean, and, we worked on building the brand. And so my brand started in college. And it was just crazy. It was crazy at first. Because I'm like, how am I putting this all together? But they worked with us, taught us. And from there on, when I graduated, I never looked back. I kept pursuing my fashion business. And here it is, Anastacia Styling.
That is so fun. That is so interesting. And that's usually how it goes, right? Whatever it is that we find ourselves doing right now, it didn't start yesterday. We've had an eye for it. We've had a desire for it. I honestly believe it's part of our calling, part of our gifts, right? Our innate gifts that we're born with. And it is an amazing privilege as entrepreneurs to be able to pursue them our own way and to, decide how we're going to do that. So that's super fun. And nice to hear too. I love what you said. My superpower is empowering women, because I see some similarities there, because that's what I noticed too. And I know for me, so I'd love to hear from you. I know for me that this comes from me knowing that I need to empower myself, right? From me knowing that I have certain insecurities, I have certain recurring thoughts and beliefs, things that I say about myself in my head and at times with friends that I know are not helpful, that are not supportive of my growth. And I'd love to hear if that has been something that you have worked on through the years, or something that you're still working on, and if that has had to do with the work that you do in encouraging women too.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Marta. That's impactful. And I'm grateful that, you are aware of what you need to, empower, how you need to empower yourself and why that's so important. But for me, on my journey, I did receive a lot of criticism, especially from family members. They didn't support my dreams. They thought being a personal stylist, like, who in the world, like, what kind of career is that, And when I think about some of these, popular, successful women like Lisa Nichols, Oprah Winfrey, and just these different women, Tamala Mann, who like started so small, and, people didn't support their dreams. They were thinking, oh, you're not pretty enough to do a talk show, or, why would you want to be a speaker? Why would you want to stand on a stage and speak to people? Like, as you mentioned earlier, we all have a gift and a calling, and we have to walk in it, no matter how insignificant it may seem to society or in the world. And so I realized to myself that I was going to get it. And, my family, they were saying, you're going to college to be a stylist. And, it always kind of broke my heart, and it kind of made me feel insecure in a sense, because I didn't care for the corporate office. I didn't care to be a lawyer. I didn't care to be a doctor. I cared to help women look good. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm doing every day. And women want to know, what's the formula? How are you doing this every day? How do you manage to do your makeup and put on heels? How do you do this? And I realized what was missing. There was a gap. And God rested on my heart that that's a gap that I can fill in. That's a gap that I can use to help women grow in life and be successful. And I realized to myself, if my family members are not going to support me, that means that there are other women out there that are not walking in their calling or not fulfilling their God-given purpose, because there are family members or friends or siblings who are saying, you can't do this, or what you're doing, this can't be a real living, or how can you possibly have a career like this? And I was like to myself, how can I help that woman move forward? And so I really had to push myself, Marta, on this journey. It took a lot of self-empowerment. At one point, I had to be my own coach. And honestly, that's how I found myself really surrendering my life to the Lord and really seeking him to just guide me through this process, because it was just so challenging. And I had to learn to block out the negative voices, because I was hearing more negative voices than positive voices.
Mm-hmm.
I loved my mom for being there. If I could definitely say, the cheerleader that I had in my life that really was hands-on for my career was definitely my mother, because she loves fashion and she enjoys empowering women. So that I can definitely say that's some of the things I experienced on my journey with criticism, but it pushed me, it made me stronger. And I said, one day they're going to live to see me. They're going to live to see all my dreams just fulfilled right in front of their eyes. And it's going to be impactful. And they're seeing it. They're seeing it right now. I recently met with one of my relatives for an event, and she said she's been seeing all my posts and she just noticed everything. And I'm telling you right now, I wasn't expecting her to say this to me, but she's like, I'm so proud of you and you're doing such a great job. And she's like, I just started my own business, and she wanted tips from me on how she can start pursuing her business apart from her 9 to 5. So that was very, very uplifting. But throughout, as you grow and mature, people see it.
Yep.
They see it. You're doing all this hustling and hard work, and it manifests, and you have to just allow God to just expose it. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. There's definitely a lag in between. And at times we can get a little bit impatient, but I always like to say one of my Marta-isms is people will notice you if you don't go away. That is just the reality of it, right? They may go against it, but if you just keep at it, they're going to have to acknowledge you.
It's so true.
It is. And some people will be resistant to it. And it's the ones that you would be, less likely to expect from. They'll say, I'm proud of you. Or even the ones that criticized you the most to come back, right? And say it. And that's another point too, that I always like to focus on, is that forgiveness of ourselves at times, and also forgiveness for people that have gone against us in the journey, or that not necessarily gone against it, but that weren't supportive. Let's just put it that way. Some people are just not the biggest cheerleaders, and it is what it is. At least we have ourselves. I love that you said that. Obviously, leaning on God. I love the meme that goes around that says your calling was not a conference call with everybody. It was just you and God, and that's it. And they're not supposed to understand a vision. It's not their calling. They need to focus on theirs. And oh my gosh, something else that you said that was so huge that I hadn't really given much thought of in my own journey of overcoming or moving through the lack of support from people, especially from family. It's just amazing how that happens. You'd think that they would be the biggest supporters, but that's all right. Is if I am encountering this resistance, chances are there are other women out there that are not following their dreams. They're not even trying, right? Because you were trying and then you encountered resistance. Some people don't even want to stand up because they already, foresee that somebody is going to go against it or not be supportive. In the fact that you stand up and you keep going, you are, just by doing that, encouraging and giving people permission, giving other women permission to stand up and do that. That is amazing. Well, on that thought, I would love to hear about some huge accomplishments, big or small, but all of them are to be celebrated in your journey, whether it be, awards, accolades, whatever. I'd love to hear it.
Definitely. Thank you again, Marta. But, I can definitely say that throughout my journey, after learning so much about women and what they lack of when it comes on to being empowered and staying motivated and loving themselves, because, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. I realized that there is a niche, or there's an area where I strongly believe I could just knit. Just put together and just seal it up so that women are no longer seeing themselves in that way. And I realized one of the big killers that a lot of women struggle with is comparing themselves to others. A lot of times, and this is my motto, you are competing against yourself. We are competing against our own selves. We're trying to push forward to see how we can always be the best versions of ourselves. And so throughout my career, I noticed a lot of women are always comparing themselves, or, will envy another woman because of what she may have, how she may look, or what her marriage or her status, or whatever the case may be. And one of the big things that really stood out to me is body wise, because in society has their view of what beauty is, of what the perfect body shape is. Everyone's trying to have a Kim Kardashian body, an hourglass body, and it's like there's no such thing. And a lot of women that I've worked with have struggled with shopping for their body shape, trying to find apparel that suits them, because we have to understand, while it may be easy for men to just go into a shop and clothes are just tailored for them, women don't have that luxury. A lot of the stores that we may go to or shop at are ready to wear apparel. And so a lot of women will lack that knowledge of what pieces best suits their specific body type. So I recently wrote my book called Styles Perfect for Your Body Type. I was really inspired because I was sitting down thinking to myself, I was like, what can I do to help women gain knowledge and clarity about how to identify their body shape and how to streamline their shopping experience, even if they're not able to work with me one-to-one, but they can still have access to that information. They can still be their own expertise.
Yeah.
So I sat down, I wrote this book, and I'm telling you, it took me a while, but I was so inspired and so, just so self-driven. So one of the biggest accomplishments I can say that I've achieved is publishing my first book.
Amazing. Congratulations. That is a huge achievement.
Yes, it is. And I really strongly believe it's going to be a huge blessing to a lot of women who struggle in this area, because I want women to own themselves. I really want women to just be happy with being themselves, just being you. I just want them to be happy with being themselves. And just when they look in the mirror, they see someone that's beautiful, someone that's attractive, someone that, looks great. And we all have our personal goals, our own body goals. Like, hey, I want to lose this amount of pounds, or I want to gain some more muscles, or I want to exercise more, eat healthier. That's all healthy. That's healthy. That's a healthy way of thinking. But we also want to not be harsh on ourselves and really nitpick on those areas of our bodies that we can improve on with just a nice piece of clothing, nice dress or a belt or earrings or makeup. There's a lot of different ways women can enhance their beauty and work with the flaws. I always say this: let your flaws be your assets. So that's a huge accomplishment for me.
That is amazing. Congratulations. And I honestly believe that publishing your book is a greater commitment to your message and to your mission, because it's you saying, I really believe in this and I'm willing to create some longevity to my message that goes beyond a website that I can take down or social media posts that go away after 24 hours anyways. And it's scary. And especially to nail it, like you're saying, what is it specifically that I want to say and that I want them to take away from this? But also, it's a true testament of our service, because like you said, you want women to have that independence of, they don't need you necessarily. They can take the information in there, walk into a store and be empowered to make a decision that works for them, without being like, oh my gosh, I don't have Anastacia here with me to help me with this. But you were able to help them, because the mission really is helping women feel better about themselves and in their own skin. It's not, just for you to have your business and make the sales and have the clients. And at times in entrepreneurship, things can get a little murky in there. So that's amazing. Congratulations. That's huge. Well, and on that note, I'd love for you to tell us how exactly you work with clients. Because I was saying, I don't have to have Anastacia walking in here with me in the store, but I do know that you do that. So tell us more how you work with clients. And I'd love to know a transformation story, whatever client story that you'd like to share with us that experienced a huge breakthrough and a change because of your work.
Thank you so much. So how I work with clients, before it was really working in person. I still do provide that, but after the COVID took place, I realized that I'm making things so much more streamlined for my clients.
Nice.
So I have my own online styling app where clients can work with me online, and we're still seeing each other face to face. Within this app, they can create their own profile, and I'm able to go shopping for them. So you don't necessarily have to be in the state of Delaware to, be around me to get my expertise. You can sit in the comfort of your home and get that same experience So clients that I work with, if you are in the local area, we do meet up. So I either do a pull-in for you, so I could call the store, you tell me what it is by filling out that detailed style quiz, and you're giving me all the information I need in regards to your style, your favorite colors, your favorite store to shop at, your size, your body shape, all that good stuff. Those are going to be within the style quiz. And so I can either meet with my clients in person and we go shopping together, or I can do the shopping for them. So they just let me know based upon the style quiz in their profile. I'll go in and pull in those pieces, call my client and say, hey, girl, just want to let you know these outfits are ready for you. Head into the fitting room, go to their store. They go to head into the fitting room and they're able to have those pieces already selected, pre-picked for them so they can go ahead and try them on. Based upon what they left in the style quiz. So that always makes things so much more helpful for clients. And also, also my services online, clients can work with me virtually. So the way that works is when they set up their profile, they'll go ahead and let me know what exactly they want me to do. Is it shopping? Do they want me to create a lookbook for them or outfits? So if it's a lookbook they want me to create for them, maybe they want to work with the pieces they already have in the current wardrobe. What they will do is take pictures of their outfits or take pictures of the current pieces they have in their wardrobe. They're going to upload it to the app. So I'm going to see all of those. And then I'm going to create a personalized lookbook for them, create outfits for them, maybe suggest some pieces that they could shop for and implement into their wardrobe, just to kind of freshen up the wardrobe. So that's how the whole experience works out. So I got the wardrobe updating. So this is for clients who want to just refresh their wardrobe. So I'll do the shopping for them. And also I have the in-person shopping where I'll shop for the client or meet up with them and be their expertise girlfriend. So that's pretty much what it is. Now, as far as a transformational story for a client that I recently worked with, we actually met at a networking event, and she had a wedding coming up, and she really, really wanted to surprise her daughter. So she was the mother of a bride, and she also has her own business. So she had a huge event coming up in Los Angeles. So Las Vegas. There we go. Las Vegas. And she said she wanted to be spotlighted on the stage because she said a lot of her colleagues who go on the stage, they highlight their stylist and they're like, my stylist did this for me. So she said, I have to work with you. So we worked together, and honestly, she did it through that because she doesn't live in Delaware. I think she lives somewhere in North Carolina, or one of those states. And we met together virtually. She did the style quiz, and I literally went the extra mile for her because she wanted the perfect dress. So I went shopping for her, selected like several dresses for her based upon her body shape and her preference and her style. And she finally received the dress. It was shipped out to her, and she tried it on, sent a photo to me, and she's like, I love it. It fit her. So she was able to get 2 nice dresses, one for her daughter's wedding and one for Las Vegas for her business event. So,
wow.
Yeah,
I love
so she
that.
was really, really happy.
That is amazing. First off, that you have an app that is so fancy, and it makes it so much easier, especially for working virtually. Like you said, people can send pictures of what they already have, or you can suggest things as well, go shopping for them. And what a time saver too. And it's also fancy to say, my stylist picked this for me. I love that.
Yes. So she felt really good about that. And, she never had a stylist before, and it was just like a luxurious experience for her. And then another client that I worked with, which was really exciting for her, she's like, I'm used to wearing scrubs, but she changed her career and she's now a director, and I'm so happy for her. So she reached out to me. She's like, I need help. She's like, my wardrobe is full of so much clothes, but I can't make any sense of it. And she knows that she's going into a professional field, and of course, very competitive, because the corporate office, the corporate world is competitive. So she's like, she wants to make a great impression because she's going to be in a leadership position. She's new to this, and she does not want anyone, laughing at her or not taking her seriously. She wants to be respected. So I was like, I'm here for you. So we literally partnered up together, and I went shopping for business wardrobe for her.
Nice.
And that was such an amazing experience. And she loved all the pieces. So everything that she saw on the app, she told me which one she liked. And the good thing about it with my app, I don't necessarily have to see face to face. Once we meet virtually for that one time to kind of talk about what you want, because I love connecting with my clients in person, so they can get a feel of my personality and vice versa. So once that was done, now it's just straight, just her going to the app, checking what it is that I sent for her on her end. She can see all the images of the things that I selected for her from the different stores that she likes. She clicks on it, purchase it, and that's it. So she would give me her feedback, and it just makes the styling process so much more easier. So she was happy about that because she felt confident walking into the office in her new career, her new position. So yeah,
that's amazing. Well, and I think having this conversation and learning about your work and what you do with your clients and with your business opens up lots of possibilities for women that may be thinking, wow, I'm not going to the Oscars, so I can't have a stylist. And it's just as simple as I'm switching careers, or a big life event like my daughter's getting married. And I really don't want to just lean on what I know. I want an expert. And for all of us that are entrepreneurs that hire coaches, right, to grow our business, and for whatever reason, being the face of your business is a big deal. Your image does matter, and not only to work with clients, but how you feel about yourself, right? And that confidence that you portray. So why not? At times we are like, oh, I could never spend money. I recently had an experience. It was more related to my daughter, but I usually don't even bat an eye to invest on a coach and, spend some thousands of dollars in a program because I'm going to learn new things to implement in my business. And we got invited to do a fairy photo shoot. And she's my only daughter. She's 7 years old. She's growing up fast. And when they told me the price for it, I was like, whoa, I didn't expect it to be that expensive. But then I thought, you know what? This is why I am growing a business, is so that I can afford these experiences for my kids. And in your case, afford these experiences for myself, like, hiring a photographer, doing a photo shoot. Why not hiring a stylist to make you feel and look your best? I love this.
Yes, definitely. One client that she actually wrote her first book, so she wanted to go the extra mile to even just do have a nice outfit for her photo shoot to put on the back of her book. That was a big deal to her. So I worked with her and helped her develop a nice outfit just for that photo shoot. So I do work with my clients and help to tailor packages around what their budget is as well. So that's the great thing about it. I have very high packages. So, of course it comes with more benefits and more, more bang for your buck. But at the same time, when I'm working with clients, I always want to know, what is your budget? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And let's create a package that's going to tailor to that specific need and get the job done. I'm all about building relationships. I'm very big with connection. If we're, if I'm not connecting with you, I don't want to just see you as a sale. I need to see you as a person, because that's how my business was built off of. That was the foundation. I built genuine connections with my clients, and that's how come they were leaving my presence empowered. So that was really important to me, and it still is up until now.
I love it. Well, before we wrap up, I want to ask you my $1 million question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Anastacia, what is an empowered woman?
What is an empowered woman?
Yeah.
An empowered woman is a woman that has confidence. She doesn't care what the world has to say. She doesn't even care what her family or friends have to say. She is ambitious. She's self-driven. She has her eyes fixed on the Lord. That is very important to me. And she's always after her dreams. She's always trying to see what she can accomplish in life. And she appreciates herself. She's not conceited. She just has a healthy self-esteem. And that is an empowered woman for me. And then also, she's a woman that can also encourage other women. She's not trying to get all the attention, but she's also about helping others and building up others as well. And I love that.
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. She's not conceited, but she has a healthy self-esteem. That is beautiful. I love it. Well, tell us how people can find you and connect with you and learn more about your services and your book.
Definitely. So my book is available on Amazon. So you're going to search for Styles Perfect for Your Body Type. And you can also visit my website, www.anastaciastyling.com, if you'd like to learn more about my services and how I can best, be there for you and help you with your fashion needs. And also I have an upcoming workshop. So definitely follow me on Facebook, Anastacia Styling, so that you can see the posts, and on LinkedIn, Anastacia Styling.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. This was so fun.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.